everything is perfect. Life includes everything. Everything. Excludes nothing. There's nothing outside of everything, or it wouldn't be everything. There's nothing outside of life, including pleasure and pain, growing and decaying, and even uniquely human concepts like better or worse, suffering and death, and the personal self, or I. There actually is no personal I. If you go looking for it, you cannot find it. There's only what is, what's apparently happening to no one. When the false concept of me disappears, there's just what is, whatever is arising. Without the false I, the imagined separate you simply merges with all of life. When you are everything and include everything in life, you're free. You're liberated. There's nothing that can happen that can disturb you because you include all of it, welcome all of it, are all of it. Yet there's a paradox. The perfection of all of life includes the human species and the human mind, at least for this tiny nanosecond of eternity that there appears to be humans. It created and includes our human minds, which insist it's not perfect, which very nature is to judge, argue with, and constantly try to change or improve what is. So the nature of the human mind is to not let go and include all of life, and thus dwell in the liberated state, which is the only possible total freedom. What an exquisite conundrum. And since life includes these apparent minds that insist they are separate and their judgments have merit, even our arguments with reality must be perfect. Even our complaining and seeking and striving are perfect. And if we are identified with our mind, believing our thoughts, and believing things are happening to a me, to a separate entity, instead of just what's happening, it seems natural and perfect that the illusory self thinks things are imperfect and endeavors to change it. Yes, those judgments and attempts are perfect too. That must be included in the perfection, right? And if by some chance an apparent human location of life sees through the illusion, ceases believing its thoughts, and its notion of itself as a separate individual completely dissolves, it becomes all of life, returns to all of life, and as such is free. This is a radical shift in perception. It doesn't mean if you're walking on the road and a car swerves towards you, you don't jump out of the way. It doesn't mean if you're hungry, you shun nourishment because hunger is perfect too. It doesn't mean if your shoe has a sharp, painful stone in it, you don't remove it because pain is perfect too. And it doesn't mean if you lose a loved one, you shed no tears. Passing is part of the perfection of life, but weeping is too. It simply means you can stop judging, resisting, striving against, and being angry with whatever arises, and see it all as part of the flow of life. As in Krishnamurti's explanation of his liberation, simply, I don't mind what happens. A simple yet revolutionary shift to relaxing into the truth that it's all the flow of life, phenomena, rising and falling for or against no one, and that life contains all of it. So it must be perfect, ideal. When you see everything as perfect, the ego has nothing to latch onto or argue with. This ego is built on, actually made of, thoughts, memories, and judgments, and believing in them. Without indulging those concepts and conclusions, the illusory you atrophies and disappears from lack of attention. Then there is only life, and it's perfect.